All right, last little bit about map scales, and just a little review for when you are putting a map scale on your map. It's best if you use a graphical scale, because then if people copy your map, then your map scale scales with the map. Whereas if you say, okay, I've printed my map at 1 to 4800, but then the copier might change your map, or if somebody scales it up or scales it down, that changes. So it's best if you use a bar scale. Make sure you use appropriate units of measure, feet or miles, meters or kilometers, and reasonable intervals. Remember, you can adjust your scale in ArcGIS. You don't have to take the default. If it plunks in the scale and says 2,300,000 feet, then maybe you should be in miles. Or if it says 21.2 kilometers, just adjust it a little bit so you get a nice round number. And make sure your scale is useful for your map purpose. It can be simple. A scale like this could be just fine for a lot of maps. You don't necessarily have to have a lot of detail. And you can make a scale like this in ArcGIS. You just tell it how many intervals you want, and you can make a scale look however you want. It just might take you a few tries the first time you do it. Okay, one last thing about map scales, and that is when we talk about a large scale versus a small scale map. So if we say a large scale map, what we're talking about is a small mapped area that is shown big on a map with a lot of detail. And a small scale map, we're taking a large area like a state, and we're showing it like this on a map, right? And there's not as much detail. A large scale map, one way to think of it is it's a large number because the fraction 1 divided by 24,000 is going to be a bigger number than the fraction, say, 1 divided by 500,000, right? So this is a small scale map, whereas up here is a large scale map.